This is a video on Mergent Online, a database that the library at Texas Wesleyan subscribes to. Hello, my name is Dennis Miles, reference and instruction librarian at the West Library. What is Mergent Online? Mergent Online is an online database that contains information, including detailed financial information on thousands of publicly traded companies, both in the United States and internationally. It also contains information on U.S. and Canadian private companies. So where did this Mergent database come from? Well, it originated by a man named John Moody, who is pictured on this slide here. He developed a company that reported on securities and other companies. This information was recorded in annual manuals. These Moody's manuals reported annually on companies and securities for many years in large volumes. The brand name was changed from Moody's to Mergent in 1999, and then in 2015, FTSE Russell acquired Mergent. Today, this information is contained in a database known as Mergent Online. So here is how to get to Mergent Online, and we will go through that right now. We start here at the university main page. On this page, we have a link to the library. On the library page, we need to click on Resources. Once we click on Resources, a menu will drop down, and in that menu is Online Resources A to Z. Now on this page, we have an alphabet up here, so we need to click on the letter M. Now we find the link to Mergent Online here and click on it. When you click on Mergent Online link, you are taken to the basic search page. The basic search page enables you to find a company by name or ticker symbol. But first, we need to take a look at what databases are included in Mergent Online. Over here on the left, we have 5 different databases. 4 of them are automatically checked when you access the basic search page. The first one is USA Company Database Active. This database contains companies that are currently publicly traded on U.S. exchanges. The second one is USA Company Database Inactive. This contains companies that are not currently, but once were, publicly traded on U.S. exchanges. The third one is International Company Database Active. This contains companies that are currently publicly traded on international exchanges. The fourth one is International Company Database Inactive. This contains companies that are not currently, but once were, publicly traded on international exchanges. These 4 that are automatically checked can be unchecked if you need to. The fifth database is the D&B Private Company Database. This database contains companies privately owned in the United States and Canada. To show you information that you can access for companies, we will need to look for the company Moody's as our example. We can type in Moody's in the search box and then go and click on the Go button. Once you click on the Go button, you will be sent to a results page that contains a list of companies that meets your search term or terms. As we go down this page, we find Moody's Corp. This is the one that I want to look at, so I click on it. This is an example of what you will see once you get to an individual company. At the top of the page is a quick company summary with easy-to-find basic details. We have at the top the company logo, the company name, the stock symbol, and the stock exchange where it's traded at, then the address of the company, the phone number, and the company website. Underneath that is more basic facts about the company, such as date incorporated, IRS number, CUSIP number, industry information, number of employees. And under the company summary is the main organization of the company information into 11 tabs that appear across the page. Reading from left to right, the tabs are named Company Details, Executives, Ownership, Company Financials, Equity Pricing, Annual Reports, Filings, News, Competitors, Report Builder, and finally, Company Reports. Under some of the tabs, there are sub-tabs that you need to be aware of. We will now take a look at some of these tabs. The first tab is Company Details, and you will notice that there are 10 sub-tabs. Synopsis, Highlights, History, Business, Property, Subsidiaries, Long-Term Debt, Capital Stock, Earnings Estimates, and Business Segments. Under the Synopsis sub-tab, we have on the left column a business summary, pricing summary, current news about the company, and then key executives and key financials. Under Highlights sub-tab, we have financial highlights such as income statement, balance sheet, profitability ratios, valuation ratios. Under History, we have the history of the company. And under the Business sub-tab shows the business description of the business areas in which the company is active, right down here at the bottom, and also the primary and secondary NAICS, SIC, and industry classification benchmark industry codes. The Property sub-tab shows a list of the property owned by the company. The Subsidiaries sub-tab shows a list of the company's subsidiaries, the percent ownership of the company in that subsidiary, and the country in which the subsidiary operates. The Long-Term Debt sub-tab shows the long-term debt of the company and the line of credit information. Earnings Estimates sub-tab shows the broker summary information, ratios and statistics data, and consensus and estimates data. And finally, the Business Segments sub-tab shows the business and geographic revenue analysis for major segments of the company's business operations. The next tab is the Executives tab. The Executives tab shows information on key officers, directors, and committees, company committees. Ownership tab shows the institutional and insider holdings on a company, and there's 3 sub-tabs there. Company Financials. This is where most of the financial information on a company is found. You can use the sub-tabs underneath here to find as reported annual balance sheet, prelims annual balance sheet, standardized annual balance sheet, and restated annual balance sheet. And after that, we have the Ratios sub-tab, which contains some of the business ratios that you need. Then finally, Analysis has ratio analysis on these following items. The Company Equity Pricing tab shows a company end-of-day pricing covering many different issues. And now we go to the Annual Reports tab. The Annual Reports tab contains annual reports of your company that you're looking at. The annual report will be found as a 10K report. And when you click on that, it will bring up the annual report, which you can then download as a PDF document. The Filings tab contains other company filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission, such as the 10Q quarterly report, the 8K current report filing, report number 144, which is a filing for a proposed sale of securities under Rule 144, report number 3, which is an initial statement of beneficial ownership of securities, And then report number 4, statement of changes in beneficial ownership of securities and other filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The News tab contains the latest news on your company. We have 2 sub-tabs, Company News and Historic News. The Company News contains news reported within the last 30 days. And Historic News contains news on your company older than 30 days. In Mergent Online, you can also identify a company's competitors. Here you'll see a list of companies ranked by revenue that has been identified as competitors within the same industry codes as this company. And so it is ranked automatically by revenues. But if you want to rank it by one of these other categories here, such as number of employees, you can do that also. Just click on this arrow here, and now it's ranked by the number of employees. The Report Builder tab allows you, here you can build a custom report for this company by selecting data items from the selections below. You can click on company details, and if you want to add the synopsis, you just click on synopsis and then the right arrow, and now it's added. And then once you get everything that you want in your custom report, you can select a format such as PDF format and then create your company report. And then once it's created, it downloads and you will find it on the lower left corner. The last tab is Company Reports. These are custom-made reports already made by Mergent Online. We have a summary report here, fundamental report, an expanded fundamental report, and we also have a lot of sub-tabs here. So we have industry reports, equity reports, and then we have what's called Mergent reports. These again are canned reports that you can print out. So we have a full company report, company details report, financial details, and on down the list. Finally, we have portraits reports. So the Mergent portraits feature a complete analysis of the firm's financial health. That is an overview of the basic search page. You can see other videos for how to search in Mergent for private companies, searching by SIC and NICS code, and how to search for bonds. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. All right, since we've reached the end of this video, it's time to ask a few quiz or assessment questions. And so what you can do here is you can put in this link, or you can use your phone and copy the QR code here. And there's 5 questions about what was covered today that you can answer. And then the last thing that I would ask you to do is to take this survey that kind of asks questions about how you think that this video will help you. And this really is all, folks.